I want to take you straight through to that particular merger. Sigma Pharmaceuticals, which is valued at $810 million, is going to merge with the private Chemist Warehouse group. Together, they're estimated to be worth $8.8 billion. So this is a classic backdoor listing. Sigma is much, much smaller. It owns the pharmacy brands Amcal and Guardian. It also makes wholesale pharmaceuticals, which it sells, of all people, to Chemist Warehouse. Well, Chemist Warehouse was established back in 2000 by Jack Gance and Mario Verrocchi. It's got more than 600 stores. Most of them are franchisees. It makes money by selling franchises. It also makes a margin by selling pharmaceuticals to those franchisees. But this deal could have been triggered by Wesfarmers, which owns Bunnings and Kmart. It bought Australian Pharmaceuticals Industries and its Priceline pharmacies last year. Now, here's how the deal works. Provided shareholders and the competition regulator, the ACCC, agree, Chemist Warehouse shareholders, mainly Gance and Verrocchi, receive 85.75% of the merged company. Sigma shareholders receive 14.25%. Sigma will raise $400 million from shareholders, and there's expected to be $60 million a year in cost savings. The company will be in the ASX top 200, so index-linked managers will need to buy it. Gance and Verrocchi shares are now in escrow until August 2026. So there were plenty of questions today about what happens after that. So here's Chemist Warehouse founder Mario Verrocchi explaining it.
We have this 100-year theory. We're here for the long haul. We're fully committed. We've taken executive roles. We've locked down our shareholding for the next couple of years. But we can't predict, nobody's got a goal, nobody's got a crystal ball. But, for the foreseeable future, we're in, boots and all.
So let's bring in here Allan Fels, a former chair of the ACCC and now a professorial fellow at Melbourne University School of Law. He's also about to chair an inquiry into price gouging by big business, which has been commissioned by the ACTU. Allan, always good to have you on the program. I mean, quite clearly there are going to be competition, sort of grounds that have to be at least observed by the ACCC when it comes to this merger between Sigma on one hand and the giant Chemist Warehouse on the other.
I'm suspicious of the whole set of actions that are bringing about consolidation. I think that from a longer-term point of view, there will be impacts on competition. Also, the style of the business is likely to change from that more personalised health advisory character to more of a straight business. And there'll probably be some location changes. Some of those conveniently available pharmacies may end up in big shopping centres.
Because you've also done a lot of work on the supermarkets over a period of time. And one of the issues here in this industry is that the Pharmacy Guild has continuously rebuffed any suggestions that our big supermarkets should be able to dispense pharmaceuticals from inside supermarkets.
I was originally somewhat supportive of that, but I'm now not so enthusiastic about it when I see a familiar pattern of big business retailing emerging and likely to dominate pharmacies. I note that the ACCC is not opposing any of these moves, but I think a longer-term view should be taken and there should be more concern about the long-term character of the industry.
Because as you point out, in many cases, this has been pretty much a cottage industry. It hasn't been, if you like, institutionalised, so like so many other retail industries have. And it's going to be often those small independent pharmacies, and in particular some of the compounding pharmacies that provide specialist services that could very well be affected if they can't buy at the right price from the wholesalers.
I think that's right. Is this a step towards the supermarkets and Bunnings doing the dispensing, which they've wanted to do for years? They wanted to take it over directly. That's been rejected by governments. This is another step on the way, however, and it may cause a commercial imperative, or so it would seem. They should take over the dispensing.
So just quickly, would you imagine the ACCC is going to take a very keen interest? After all, it did allow the Priceline chain, Australian Pharmaceuticals Industries, to be taken over by Wesfarmers.
I think they'll now be a bit concerned about the overall consolidation. I just make the point that, as the ACCC has been saying lately, if they have to go to court to prove a case, it's a problem because they have to prove a future event. That's much harder than most areas of law like crime, where you prove something happened and that's it. Here you have to prove an unknown what will happen in the future. So I'd prefer to see a tighter merger law to deal with situations like this one, where the outcomes are not entirely clear, but we have grounds to be concerned.
So, Allan Fels, always good to have you on the program, and many thanks for your time today.
Thank you, Ross.